I have a story. So my son had a machete. I don't know, he must have been like 8 years old. 9, I know. Some of you are gonna comment about a boy in a machete, but he was chopping something and he sliced his finger. I mean, he needs stitches. And he was so scared about stitches, and he trusted me to doctor him. Hello, beautiful people. Look at this plant medicine right here. Oh, I haven't pulled back all my leaves yet. I suspect we'll have maybe a frost. We've got beneficial insects still living underneath this leaf litter, and queen bees, though I suspect this week with really warm temperatures, they're gonna come on out. They also like to stay into old stems of plants. But I want to show you yarrow. And right here is yarrow. She was the first thing to pop up during the cold winter. She is everywhere. So yarrow is a fantastic medicine. This goes back to natives teaching the Europeans, especially during the Civil War, here in the United States, of how to coagulate wounds and cuts from tragedies by simply taking the leaves, chewing it up, activating the compounds of a blood cleanser, and applying it to the wound. Since out in the field, when a soldier was injured or a native person during war battles, could immediately address the situation and help speed up wound healing and not get a blood infection. So I like to grow this in my garden, my friends, because if I get cut, step on something, anyone in my family or people I know need immediate help to coagulate the blood, this is the plant. Now she's gonna get really tall. This is just, I'm showing you at ground level. Right now, she's a good 6 inches, I guess. And she likes to spread. So this is an amazing plant. Not only is it used for coagulating cuts, the blood, so that you can butterfly bandage, is what we call it. So yarrow is an amazing medicinal herb for you to grow in your gardens. It's really easy. It grows well pretty much anywhere that I have ever been in the United States. There is wild yarrow that comes up, and it's great to see how it grows and be able to identify it in the wild. But it's getting warm out here. I've got a jacket on because it was a bit chilly this morning. I had to get my jacket off and straighten this phone up. So with yarrow, and even wild yarrow, learning how it grows, what it looks like. A lot of people mistake it for a wild carrot, and let me show you a close-up. And yeah, you'll hear the leaves because I still have all this here. But it can look like wild carrot also. But to easily identify it is to take a small amount of the leaf and chew it. It's very bitter, astringent. And that is the power of this medicine. It's really amazing. And I'm going to share a little more information on this because there's more than just using it to coagulate blood. Full on warfarin or blood thinners, this is not something you would use because it would have an opposite effect with you being on a blood thinner. And so just be aware of that. Instead of coagulating the blood, because it thins it out and you're on Warfarin, it would cause you to bleed excessively. So this is not one that you would want to be utilizing if you are on a blood thinner. But if you're not, the amazing thing about Yarrow is the little flowers. They can be different colors, white. A lot of the cultivated ones are pink, yellow, multicolored. Those can be, the flowers can be added to tea when a fever is present. It will help bring down a fever by cleansing the blood out. If you have a heavy moon, so a menses, very heavy, with a lot of blood loss, you can drink a tea of the leaves or the flowers to help thin that blood out so it's not so heavy and clotty. And the beauty of this is because it coagulates the blood when you have a cut, is it does the total opposite when you have sinus infection. You can take these leaves, lightly chew them, and roll them up and put them inside your nostril. It will bring down the infection out of your sinuses and cause a nosebleed, which takes out the sinus infection. So not only does it coagulate the blood, but it also releases a sinus infection by creating a bleed. So Yarrow is really important. The name is, I'm pretty sure, Greek or Roman. So it's been used for many centuries. And she's a beauty. So meet Miss Yarrow, Mr. Yarrow, whatever you want to call it. And get some, put it in your garden. Learn to embrace Yarrow for minor cuts, wounds, anything that is bleeding, to stop it from, gushing bleed. I have a story. So my son had a machete. I don't know, he must have been like 8 years old. 9, I know. Some of you are going to comment about a boy and a machete, but he was chopping something and he sliced his finger. I mean, he needs stitches. And he was so scared about stitches, and he trusted me to doctor him. And so we took the Yarrow, and I had him chew it to activate the compound in it and to also get into his bloodstream immediately, because it was metal. The machete was metal, so that he wouldn't get an infection from it. And then I applied it to his wound. I also did compression to stop it from bleeding, and then I butterfly bandaged it. I had to change it 3 times every day for about a week. And by the end of the week, his skin was healing up. He was amazed. He didn't need stitches. And the trust with this medicine was immediate and wonderful. Yes, I am laying on the ground. This feels so good. It's earthing. It's just earthing. And I love it. It's amazing to be this close and looking and dreaming about. I already can see just at eye level, ground level here, everything that is coming up for early spring. So go get yourself some Yarrow, put it in your gardens, plant it anywhere. The pollinators love the flowers, so you'll attract that. And learn about it. Or go out and harvest wild Yarrow. But make sure you know how to identify it, so you're not harvesting wild carrot. All right, everyone, happy harvest, happy life.